Hello, and welcome to class number 2. Today we're going to be talking about effective communication strategies. In class number 1, we talked about how to use communication so as to be successful in personal family projects and, of course, in the work environment. We also talked about that very important topic of the inner dialogue. Have you seen class number 1? We'll leave a link below so that you can go and watch it. In fact, you can go enjoy class number 1 and then come back here and enjoy class number 2. The topic today is who has control in communication. Very nice topic. We're giving examples in work, life, and in the family. We're going to see how to put it all into practice. So don't miss anything from this second free class given to you and made with love and respect that you require. Remember, give this video a like if you benefit from its content as well. So the topic for this class number 2 is who has control in the communication. This class gives us the essential tools to take control of your interactions and communicate effectively in different situations. You're going to learn to express your ideas with confidence and make connections that are significant, whether in a professional or personal environment, at the family level, or as a couple. You'll also learn to improve your communication skills and build stronger relationships. That's what we all want, right? You'll also learn how others should feel safe talking to you. When we communicate with our spouse, children, employees, co-workers, our boss, in this way we'll be calm, because when communicating, we're going to make sure that our emotions do not take control of our communication. We'll also make sure that the territory or our surroundings, our environment, do not take control of our communication. We take control of it from our organized and calm brain. So let's start with module number 1. Take control of your message. How is it possible to take control of the message? It's essential to ensure that your communication is clear and effective. Also, let's mention that internal dialogue again here. If your internal dialogue, or the way that you speak to yourself, is good, if it feeds and nourishes you, it takes you towards your goals, that's what you're going to express with your own imagination. So our imagination here plays an important role, because when we imagine the situations that might arise in talking to someone, we can practice in advance what our responses will be. And when communicating, here are some key strategies to achieve it. Let's start by first mentioning a clear structure. Organize your message logically and coherently. This is key and very important when it comes to the workplace. And if you're already doing that in your family arrangement with your spouse, with your children, it'll be easier for you to do it in the place of work. So we encourage you to practice this with your family. They benefit, you benefit, everyone benefits. Use an introduction, for example. Here we're talking about work. Use an introduction to establish the topic, a body of the message to present the main information, and then a conclusion to summarize the key points. It seems as if we're talking about an outline to transmit a message, to communicate, and that's exactly how the brain works best. We usually organize our communication in this way as if it's sketches to cover the structure. Clarity is the key. We repeat: introduction, then the body to present the information or the message we want to convey, and then the conclusion. What do you think if we give 2 examples about it? Let's go there. So our first example, we can take it to the workplace. Let's think in the context of a team event is being planned. That would be the topic, planning a team event. And what will be the introduction in this message that can be written or spoken? Well, what we're going to communicate is in the company, for example, or with a work team, the introduction will be very simple. Hello, everyone. I hope you're having a good day. Let's just say it's in an email. I want to talk to you about planning our next team event. And you could put something personal in the introduction. I think it's an excellent opportunity to meet and strengthen our relationships outside the work environment. There, okay, you have your introduction. Friendly, direct, and simple without complication. What would be the body of the message? Maybe something like, the event is scheduled for next month and we have some exciting ideas to share. First of all, we're considering organizing a day of outdoor activities at the local park, in the gym, or in the stadium, or in the pool. Continuing, would you say something like this? It'll allow us to relax, enjoy the fresh air, participate in recreational activities that encourages teamwork. I'm also investigating options for the food, maybe the logistics of the event. I've contacted some suppliers and I'm looking for special rates for the group. This has also opened up the doors to have other options at hand. So we're thinking about organizing a short presentation session about current projects that we've proposed as a work team, and about upcoming company projects in order for everyone to be up to date. We see how in this case the body, it was made clear to everyone present what we want to achieve with that meeting or that day of recreation for the work team, and then the statement would end with a conclusion. So it could be something short, like, we're excited about the idea of organizing this event and we hope everyone can attend. We want it to be a day of fun for all of us. Please share your ideas and preferences so we can ensure that the event is a success. We'll keep everyone informed as we move forward in the planning. Thank you for your time, and I look forward to hearing your comments. Best regards, Karen. Okay, so this example demonstrates how you can structure your message and your communication. Clear in the introduction by establishing a topic, a body to present the details, make it clear what you want to achieve, and a conclusion as a summary, and then you encourage the participation of the entire team. So let's go with the second example. And the second example, we're going to talk about a family vacation as the topic. So it's not always so simple, especially if there are people of different ages, right, in the family, different tastes. However, in this hypothetical situation, we'll see how the one who's taking the lead of the family planning, the vacation, can give their opinions. Okay, so here the topic would be vacation planning. The introduction would be something simple. Okay, because we're in the family environment, I always say that when we become skilled at dealing with these types of issues in the family environment, much easier to do it on the work level. So let's continue to give attention to our family. So perhaps in the company or with the work group, we would transmit the same ideas to our boss or our workmates, right? Okay, so back to the topic. We're talking to the members of our family. We want to express ourselves. We could make an introduction like, how nice that we're all here, that we can meet for a little while because the time has come to talk about the vacation day and place for the family. Where are we going to go? So that's a direct and simple introduction without detours, right? It's likely that now in the body of the conversation, everyone participates. For example, one family member may say, I've been researching some possible destinations and dates for our vacation. I think it would be a good idea to discuss it and make a decision together. So everyone is discussing. Then another family member says, yeah, I've been thinking about two options. Maybe we could go to the beach or a trip to the mountains. The idea is that we relax and we go hiking, we explore. Okay, so but now together, everyone's going to share their point of view. And I'm sure we're all going to have a lot of fun as a family. And then the other members will express what they want. They think about dates and places, right? So that's the body itself of this family statement. Perhaps some will say, oh, yeah, it's good. That date is ideal. And let me find out in my calendar what I can move around so that I can make it happen. Or somebody might say, oh, I like the idea of the beach better than the mountains because last year we went to the mountains. I think this year we can go to the beach instead. So these points are important because the body of the statement, the one leading the conversation, doesn't control the decisions. He or she just controls the statement in this aspect, puts it out there, right? The topic. He knows precisely what he wants to transmit to others. And he also knows what he expects from the other family members, listening to them with attention and assertiveness. What would be the conclusion for the family communication? How about great? Thanks so much for sharing your opinions. It seems we're leaning towards the last 2 weeks of this particular month, and there are different ideas regarding the destinations. What do you think if we go back together? Let's make a vote about which places we're thinking to go, the beach or the mountain. And in that way, we can all reach an agreement. How about we meet again in 5 days and we come up with a deal on where we're going to go. That will be the ideal conclusion, right? So now the doors are left open. So everyone has a few days to think about the options they've been given. Everyone collaborates, they've participated, and it's been a pleasant interchange with the whole family. The family conversation shows how to structure a discussion that is clear and organized. The theme is established, family vacation. The options are presented, mountains or beach. Those who are present are heard. No one is afraid to give their opinion because everyone is allowed to speak their mind. They participate in an open manner, and communication actually becomes effective because it takes into the account also everyone's availability, their calendar, their work schedules, right? So for effective communication in a family conversation, we can now, because of that, we can reach a consensus, maintain a harmonious, peaceful atmosphere. And that's what we all want to achieve in the family. Okay, so we saw what is the structure like. So now let's go to point number 2. Point number 2 is concise messages. Avoid redundancy, unnecessary repetitions, because that tires out those who are listening to you. Those that are receiving the message, they just want you to get to the point. So express your ideas in a way that's direct and brief while maintaining the audience's attention, be it from the company or coworkers or the family. In this world, though, where everything is so quick through text messaging, technology, social networks, everything is a simple click. Young people now, it's almost like that click is installed in them and they just want you to get to the point. So you're dealing with people who are not from this generation, who aren't technologically savvy, right? So you may be dealing with very young people and you may be dealing with middle-aged or older people. But we don't want to run too fast that they don't get the point. So, for example, just wanted to inform you that the weekly Wednesday meeting will be moved forward 1 hour starting next week. The new time will be 9 in the morning instead of 10. This will help all of us to make better use of our time and align with everyone's agendas. Please let me know if you have any questions. Thank you. Regards, Karen. Right? So it's simple enough, quick to the point, but it gives all the details. Okay, the second example will be a conversation with the family. We're going to use the example of discussing plans for the end of the week, okay? So whoever's taking the lead in the conversation could say something like, what do you think about plans for this weekend? And after hearing everyone's point of view, maybe someone will say, we should go for a hike on Saturday. Another might say, oh, I like the idea, but we've already been to that place a lot. How about we go to the movies, right? And then you could say, okay, I like that idea. At what time should we go? At 10? And someone says, well, at 10, I have to do this and that, but 10:30 is better. So you say, okay, everyone agrees. We'll leave at 10:30. It's that simple. In this conversation, the messages are concise and direct. It allows the family members to coordinate plans quickly and effectively. And it's probably texting, right? Each message addresses a specific point clearly that facilitates decision making and organizing the details of any plan. Of course, some people don't acclimate as quickly to these type of messages. In that case, it will be necessary to meet the requirements we're going to continue talking about. For communication to be effective and to continue having control of it very well, we're going to talk about the third point, which is the proper use of our tone in effective communication. This third point is very important. The proper use of our tone of voice. We determine it based on the context of our message and who we're speaking to. So if we're in formal conversations, formal situations, We would maintain a professional tone, and in more informal conversations, we'd be a little more relaxed. You don't talk to your children and spouse the same way you talk to your coworkers or your boss, right? Or your colleagues. So let's put these examples in context of the company. It could be giving feedback to a coworker about what they've done on a specific project. You could have a conversation like the following. Hello, so and so. You're typing the email. I want to congratulate you for the excellent work you've done. You brought to the project your meticulous focus on details, and your creativity and problem solving really stood out. Your final report reflects your dedication and professionalism. Your contributions at the meetings were very valuable and demonstrated a deep knowledge of the subject. I greatly appreciate your commitment to success of the project. If you have any questions or suggestions for future projects, don't hesitate to share it with me. Thanks again for your hard work. Signed, Karen. This type of communication could be written by an email or a letter or person to person, but I'm sure a coworker who listens or an employee who listens to this type of message will want to continue working with you or for you. In this example, the tone is positive, pleasant, and appreciative. The colleague's work is praised and it is something sincere. So the tone is respectful. It shows gratitude for the colleague's efforts. And an appropriate tone is so important. It's also essential to often convey the way how things have been done, and then that builds positive relationships in the work environment. That's the key. People feel appreciated and they want to do more for the company. So the second example we'll use is at a family level. This is a little more informal because it's the family, but it's just as important, right? That we take into account that we're using the appropriate tone as we communicate. We wouldn't want to come off harsh or indifferent, right? So it's informal, but it's still appropriate. So let's use this as an example. The family has to organize a family meeting to assign chores or tasks to everyone. So the person who communicates well and delegates. They also take others into account because delegating allows everyone to take part, share the responsibilities, and everything goes smoother. It doesn't fall on one person, right? So the one taking the lead, of course, could say, hello, how good it is that we're meeting tonight to be able to continue with the organization of the family reunion that we'll have in 2 weeks. So one family member says, well, I already took care of the tables and the linens, but I'm willing to listen to what ideas you give and how I can collaborate, even more. And that gives the other family members the opportunity. For example, someone says, I'm willing to take care of decorations, or I'll create the music playlist for what we're going to do. And someone else could say, I can take care of purchasing the supplies. Maybe I'll say something else. Make sure, do we have enough food and drink? What are we going to bring as far as drinks, right? And this makes it possible for there to be a collaborative tone. So the one who's leading can show gratitude by saying, thank you all for offering to be so helpful. I would also very much like it if someone could take charge of the entertainment for the little ones who will be there. Anyone have suggestions? Anyone want to take that project on? So we continue with the collaborative and respectful tone. It's so important. We want to feel like it's teamwork. We're all in this together. And after finishing with the arrangements, don't forget to say perfect. We'll coordinate the day by text messages so it's clear the date, the exact time, and anything you want to ask me or say, please do it through text messaging. What do you think if in 4 days we meet again to see how the arrangements are going? Thank you all for your willingness to have been here for a little while and for helping with the planning. It'll be something very nice for the whole family. So see, there's a collaborative tone. It's peaceful, it's respectful. And each member is allowed to express himself freely. They can contribute in a positive way. And at the end, gratitude is also shown for the willingness of everyone collaborating. Use the appropriate tone in family conversations. It helps maintain an atmosphere that's peaceful, harmonious, and it promotes effective communication between family members. It's beautiful. So, of course, we're focusing on positive examples because most of us have already witnessed negative types of communications where everything ends in chaos. There's yelling, it's just chaotic. But here we're given the tips so that from now on, when we communicate, we can do so in a way that has good results. Let's go to the fourth point. Be clear in expression. Avoid the use of jargon or technical terms that may not be easy to understand by everyone. Choose words and phrases that are easily understood by everyone. We're going to put the example of on the job. We could be explaining a procedure to a coworker. But there has to be clarity in the message that you're going to transmit that demonstrates that you have the control to transmit the message. So, the message you're going to convey, written or spoken, is hello, so and so. I wanted to explain the procedure to send monthly reports to our clients. The process is quite simple and consists of 3 steps. First, do this. Second, do this. And now, continuation, do this. And finally, I want to remind you to review the report to make sure that it's complete and accurate. Once you're satisfied with the content, please save the report with the client name and date in the designated folder. If you have any questions or need help during this process, please do not hesitate to ask me. I'm here to help. Thank you for your collaboration in this regard. So signed Karen. So in this example, we just saw an explanation of the procedure is presented in a way that it's clear and organized. Each step is summarized and described in a concise manner, which makes it easier to understand the process. The language is also direct and it avoids all the blah, blah, blah that confuses the receiver of the message. We want to contribute to clarity in our expressions. So at a work level, this is clear. However, as usual, we want to communicate like this with the family. So again, if you put these skills into practice at home, it's much easier to apply them on the outside in the work environment. The second example we're going to do or use is in the family setting. So we're going to pay attention to this example. It adapts very well when something specific is planned and ideas have already been discussed. So previously, some ideas have already been talked about. So we're going to say, let's finalize the date and place for the family dinner. The one who's taking the lead is going to go, as always, directly to the point. I'm very happy about the next family dinner. The last one was excellent. We can talk now about the date and the place. And after we've given some ideas, then the family members are attentive to see what's finally going to be done. Like, what is the final conclusion and decision? How about we do it next Friday? Let's get together at 7 because that's when everyone's available. We had agreed we wanted to do it at an Italian restaurant, so let's do that. The address is ... We'll all meet at the house to go in our cars at 7. So the information that's given is direct and easy to understand, and it makes it easy for everyone to get together. For some people, this sounds like a fantasy. This type of decision making with the family or even at the workplace can require a lot of energy if we don't have the skills that we've discussed. We could feel very overwhelmed when trying to lead with a project. But as you continue to practice these skills in small decisions and less important issues, you'll become better at more complex issues and communicating with others very well. But let's get started now. Let's not put it off till I'll start next year. No, let's start now practicing in the family so that we can become better communicators. So let's move on to the 5th point. The 5th point is focus on the main message. We have to make sure that the main message is clear. We don't want to give out a whole lot of information and the message gets lost. So let's give an example at work. There's a new application that you feel will be useful to your team. So you say in the email, hello team. To everyone using this new application, we're excited to present to you this new function that will allow you to access the reminders function from the email message. Once someone enters reminders, you'll be able to set these personalized reminders for important tasks. Simply make the following selections: the desired date and time, enter a brief description, and tap on the save key. The system will then send you a notification on the date and time chosen to remind you of the task. Also, this function is designed to help you stay organized and manage your tasks efficiently. We hope you find it useful and that it simplifies your daily routine. Thank you for being a part of our community. We hope you enjoy this new function designed for the efficiency of your work. Regards, Karen. Or if it takes place in person, there's nothing more to say. It's a direct communication. So in this example, we saw that the message focuses on introducing a new reminders feature to the team. Also, how to use it. Key information is presented clearly by keeping the focus on the main message and ensuring that the users quickly understand the new feature and how they can take advantage of it. Remember, we're focusing on the main message. There could be a lot of things that you could add to that. I could share my own experience, mistakes I made when launching the application, and start to tell about all that, and then people start laughing, and then by the time you get back to the conversation, everyone's lost. Then you have to try to get everyone back on track, right, and focus on the topic. So we don't want to veer off the topic. The interests of everyone present should be taken into consideration. So this is the second example. Let's focus on the main message we're going to use for a family with children. The context would be explaining a rule in the house that is new and is specifically put in place for the children. So how could it be done? Well, the parent, mom or dad, gathers the children and says, listen, I want to talk to you about a new rule we're going to implement in the house that you're going to like very much. And it's going to be helpful for us to feel good and comfortable and improve some things in the household. So see, with the words that you usually use with your children is less formal. The tone is less formal. Remember, the rules for the children must be enjoyable. So they have to be clear and simple, but it should be something that's pleasant to their ears. In fact, if you're going to give a rule like this, do it in a very friendly environment, very nice for them, relaxed. Prepare something delicious to snack on as you give them this news. Puts them in a calm state of mind. So the children may say, well, what is it, mommy, daddy? What is it? Tell us. What do you want from us? And you say, well, from now on, we're going to have a schedule for doing homework before enjoying your favorite activities. We're not going to eliminate those activities like bike riding or playing your video games, but rather we're going to change the schedule in how we're carrying them out. So perhaps somebody says, but why? So the parents have to be prepared in advance for those questions so that calmly they can keep control of the message and respond calmly and clearly. Well, for instance, it means that you get home from school, you'll rest a little bit, and then you'll dedicate time to your homework and complete your responsibilities. Then after that, you can go out to ride your bike for 20 minutes or play your video games or watch TV, whatever you have planned for that day. So a child might say, but is this going to be every day, or will it just be every other day, or will it also include the weekends? So the parent will be specific. Yes, it includes all 7 days of the week, including the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, because we want to stay organized and make sure that the tasks are already done. Then we can enjoy whatever activity we like. That way we won't leave anything pending, and we'll be very relaxed and comfortable when we do have our downtime. So here somebody says, but how are we going to do it? Is it starting today? And he says, yes, we're going to make a schedule together where we'll allocate specific times for tasks, and then we can enjoy our favorite activities without worry. We'll be totally relaxed. And then now we can open up the floor, let the kids express themselves. And then we point it out again, and we're going to start today. Remember, this will help us to have a balance between our work and our activities. It's good preparation for adulthood. So we're going to make a list of our responsibilities and of the games and recreational activities, you see. So in this conversation, this example, it focused on a main message, the new rule about the timing of tasks. Before the kids perhaps came in, they played, and then they did homework. Now, no, you'll do your homework and chores, and then you'll play. So the children ask questions, but they receive clear and direct answers, which helps them to understand. They're able to use their logic. And the new expectation that you have about the decision as well. The communication adapts to the understanding and the level of interest of the little ones, and that ensures that the main message is transmitted effectively and that it's not burdensome for the kids. They can see it as reasonable. In the new arrangement, of course, in the beginning, it can generate restlessness and boredom. I don't want to. I don't like that. No. And each child will take it in a different way. But what we want to make clear is that even if there are children, we must focus on the main message without detouring and make them feel comfortable with the new decision. All their questions can be answered. The examples that we're placing a lot of attention on is because it's easy to read these concepts and understand them logically, but to put them into practice sometimes is not that simple. However, these classes are showing you with simple examples from everyday life how to communicate, and then perhaps you'll be able to think about the situations that you'll be presented with from now on and how to put these points into practice. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. When you do that, you make it possible for YouTube to send it to others who can benefit from it. Its content can help many people and in addition become a well-being multiplier. Think of someone who could benefit from it and share the link with them, please. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so, and click the bell if you'd like to receive reminders each time we put a class up in English for you to enjoy. For sure, I'm sure you're enjoying the content of this second class that dealt with who controls the communication. I'll see you in class number 3, because in that class we will continue with the second module with 5 more points to take into consideration when we consider who controls our communications. See you soon. Have a good one.